Donner Hush X electric travel guitar. Unboxing, tests and review. Some of you might have seen the review I did of the Donner Hush 1, which was an electroacoustic guitar, and at the time this was the only Hush guitar Donner did. However, they've started expanding the range to include more guitars, and that includes the one we'll be looking at today, which is the Donner Hush X, which is an electric guitar. To be completely honest and transparent, I have to say that Donner provided this guitar to me for free so I could review it. However, if it's bad, I'll say so. And I have no interest in the Donner company and no connections with them, and it doesn't make any difference to me whether you do or don't buy these guitars. But from a really personal point of view, I really like to review Donner gear because I've never had anything that's bad. And as a guitar teacher, I really value a company that can produce cheap equipment that's still good and playable. Right, let's get started. And the first thing I'll do is take a look at what they've got to say about the guitar. Looking at the pictures on the website, it's very much like the original Hush 1 in its sort of style and layout and finish. But it's obviously got the electric guitar components, that being a humbucker pickup and a single coil pickup, a pickup selector switch, and volume and tone control. Another thing I noticed straight away from the pictures is the fact that the rests are attached to the body using a different method. Right, before we do the unboxing, let's just take a look at what they've put as the highlights of the guitar. The first one is it is a travel guitar, so it's a travel friendly companion. So it's designed to be small and light, so it's easy to transport. The second one, they put plug and play, which means a quick assembly, and it's easy to just put the thing together and get playing in no time at all. Enhanced playing comfort, so it's got a wider bracket, that's interesting. Flawless performance stability. The headless guitar with a tuning system offers superior sustain and individual adjustment for strings. We'll take a look at that when we open it up. Enjoy the exceptional tones. Okay, we'll also take a look at that when we open it up. So let's get started. The unboxing. The package was sent from Donner themselves, and it took 3 or 4 days to arrive. The box really gives away that it's a travel guitar, not only by the graphic on the front of the box, but also by the fact that if you put something like a Les Paul Standard on top of the box, it's longer and wider than the box itself. And remember, the box contains the guitar, a case and the accessories. As usual, I'll speed up the boring parts of the unboxing so the video isn't too long. Whenever I open the box to a new instrument, I always make sure I keep it intact in case I need to send it back in case there's a problem. But luckily, this has only ever happened to me once, and that was with a Washburn acoustic guitar. The first thing we see when we open the box is the guitar case, and that's because they ship it in the case for safekeeping. My first impression of the case is that I really like it. You wouldn't know there was a guitar in there, apart from the fact they've got the Donner logo and Donner Hush guitar embroidered on the front of it. And the case seems to be made of canvas, and it's got metal handles. I'll take the plastic off the handles so we can see how the case should look. Behind the metal handles, you can see the case has got 2 sets of zips. So I'll go through these one at a time so we can see what's in the case. And the zips are good quality. There's no snagging or roughness, it's quite smooth. In the first compartment are the rests and all the accessories. So I'll take them all out and lay them out on the table so we can take a look what comes with the guitar. And there you have it. We have the rests, a small bag with a battery and some other bits in it, a bag with some headphones in it, a lead, a tuner, an instruction manual, a case strap, a guitar strap, and a microfiber. For now, I'll put all the accessories away back in the case, but I'll leave out the rests and the bag containing the battery because I'll need these to try the guitar out. Right, let's get the guitar out now so we can take a look at that. And we've just got a little more packaging to go before we can take a proper look at the guitar and put it together. And here's our first good look at the guitar, which you can see is a matte finish. And this one's a sunburst, which means it goes from virtually black round the edges and the back through to a lighter see-through finish in the middle so you can see the wood grain. And apart from the fact it's matte, it's almost like a vintage or antique finish you might get on an old violin. And I like this colour finish. But if it's not for you, you can also get the guitar in a natural finish, which is the natural mahogany. The rests are really solidly built and they're solid metal, so I can't see you having a problem with these. However, they do put warnings on the box, in the instructions, and stuck onto the actual guitar. And these warnings tell you how to fit the rests correctly. So I'm assuming if you try to force it on or do it wrongly, you can still damage the rests or the guitar. I'll put the rests on now and then hopefully I can show you how it should be done. Firstly, you want to lay out the rests and make sure you've got the right rest on the right side of the guitar. Remember, one side has got 2 attachment points to the guitar and the other side just attaches to the guitar in one place. Next, before you try to push the stand into place, you need to pull back the outer shim or rim. And you can see here I'm demonstrating how that's done. And it should be pulled back before you try to push the stand into place. And finally, when you've got the stand into place, you should push that rim or shim forward again so it locks the stand into place. I fitted the side with the single attachment point first. When you attach the side with the double attachment point, make sure they both line up with the holes so you don't end up scratching the guitar. Then pull back the shim, push the stand into place and push the shim forward again to lock it into place. It's as simple as that. If you find the stand isn't going in easily, just swivel it backwards and forwards slightly to make sure it's lined up properly, and theoretically it should slide in more easily then. Next, so I can try out the guitar, I need to put the battery in, so I'll open that little bag that contains the battery so we can see what else is in there. In the bag is the battery, 4 string tubes for replacing the strings, an Allen key, I assume for adjusting the truss rod, 6 grub screws, which are replacements in case you lose any out of the headstock, and 3 plectrums of various sizes and thicknesses. The only thing I need out of this bag at the moment is the battery, so I'll put everything else away. The battery fits into the back of the guitar, and there's a little battery cover there. And to my surprise, there's 3 more Allen keys on the back of the battery cover. I'm guessing one's to loosen off the grub screws in the headstock when you want to replace the strings, one's to adjust the height of the saddle, and the biggest one is another one for adjusting the truss rod. Right, I'll just finish putting the battery into the guitar, making sure to put it in the right way, and then I'll put the battery cover back into place. I really like the convenience of having the Allen keys built into the guitar, especially on a guitar like this, where if you were to break a string, you'd need an Allen key to replace it. Right, I'm just finishing the last bit of unpackaging now, by removing the protective film from the pickups, removing the stickers from the side of the guitar, which is a really tricky job because I don't want to leave any residue, and finally just cutting the label off the top of the headstock. And that's it. Before we take a proper look at the guitar, here's a slideshow of it with a tune I've recorded using the guitar, and the first half is recorded with the pickup selector in the middle position, and it's got a bit of compression and reverb on it. And then halfway through the tune I flick over to the neck pickup. At this point I've also recorded a second guitar part using the bridge pickup and a very high gain sound. Before I tell you what I found during that recording, let's take a good look at the guitar from one end to the other, starting at the headstock. As it's a headless design, it's obviously a non-traditional headstock, where rather than having your tuners, we've just got an anchor point where each string is held in with 2 grub screws. And you'll remember they provided some spare grub screws in the bag that contained the battery. As it is used for anchoring the strings, it's a very sturdy design, and it's also got a loop in it that you can use for hanging the guitar up. Moving on to the neck from the headstock, you'll notice it's got what's called a 0 fret. So rather than the nut keeping the strings at the right height as well as distance apart, the nut on this just keeps the distance apart, and the correct action or height of the strings at this end of the neck is maintained by the 0 fret, which I personally think is the best system, even though it's become less popular in recent years. The neck is an asymmetrical design that changes as it moves up the neck, so that the neck shape adjusts according to your grip as you move up the neck. And it's difficult to describe the feel because it changes as you move up the neck, but in my opinion it feels really nice. The frets are really well fitted, so there's no sharp edges on the ends of the frets, and they're pushed properly into the fingerboard, so they're all a nice uniform height. And it's a 22 fret fingerboard, and it's a 25.5 inch scale length. And I don't think I've ever had to say this before about a new guitar, but if anything, the action's too low. On the 12th fret, the bottom E string is approximately 1.25 mil, and the top E string is 1 mil dead. But on the positive side, there's no obvious buzzes, so there's no need to adjust the action. And if I did need to adjust the action, it's really easy to do on this guitar. The fret markers are nice little pearloid dots, and it's got the little tiny ones on the side of the neck as well to help you find your way around the fingerboard. The back of the neck and the body is what some people would call a matte finish, but I would call it a satin finish. And the finish between the neck and the body is flawless as it's done as a one-piece unit. And the back of the body looks a bit like black, but it isn't. It's a very deep red. And this colour gives it a little bit of class and makes it look more expensive than it actually is. The strap buttons, which are located one on the back of the body and the other at the end of the body, are oversized, and this is to prevent the strap from falling off unexpectedly. Like the Hush 1, the truss rod cover is at the body end of the neck, so it's quite easy to access. The guitar's got two pickups, a single coil pickup in the neck stroke middle position and a humbucker pickup in the bridge position. The pickup selector switch is more or less flush with the body, so it's less likely to get knocked or damaged during transport. And it's got three positions. The first position just for the neck pickup, the middle position for both pickups, and the third position just for the humbucker pickup. It's very solid with a good solid click to it as you go from one position to another. However, I have found it's easy to overshoot the middle position if that's what you're going for, because it's very tight and then suddenly it releases. But I think this problem will probably ease as it wears in. The volume and the tone are built into one control, so the outer ring affects the volume and the inner ring affects the tone. And when you combine this with the almost flush pickup selector switch, the overall look is very modern and neat. The tailpiece looks and feels really well made, and it combines the tuners with the bridge and the saddles, and each of the saddles can be individually adjusted for both the action and the intonation, meaning any setup changes that need to be done can be done really easily. The tuners have a really good feel. They have just the right tension and they're easy to adjust. And the tuning is really stable, so you don't have to tune it constantly. So you can tune the guitar easily without the need for any tools, and the guitar stays in tune very well. Both the rests and the mounting fixtures are really solid, and they're really easy to use, so you can put them on and take them off easily without the need for any tools. So it's really easy to take the guitar out and then put it away again. Now, so far, I've been looking at this guitar and treating it like a regular electric guitar. However, it has got a little trick up its sleeve, which is why it needs a 9-volt battery. And that is, if you look at the output panel, you've got a regular instrument out, but you've also got headphones out and auxiliary in. And you've also got the option to put the guitar into active or passive mode. Now, if you decide you want to use the guitar in passive mode all the time, you can actually remove the battery because this doesn't affect the signal path. However, if you do this, bear in mind you can't use the headphones because you need the battery for the built-in headphone amplifier. You also need the battery to use the auxiliary in. The demonstration I did earlier in this video was recorded in passive mode, and the sound I thought was really good. But active mode changes the sound very slightly. I'll demonstrate this very crudely with a cheap practice amp, and I'll use the provided lead so I can work my way through the accessories. I'll just unpack that so we can use it. The provided lead isn't of the highest quality, but it's not of the cheapest either. It's got moulded plugs, but it's still fairly heavy duty. Right, I'm ready to go, so here's that demonstration. Hopefully the microphone's picking up what I'm hearing, which is that with the active circuit on, the guitar's actually slightly quieter. And I actually questioned this, so I replaced the battery with the same result. So then I tried it with an oscilloscope and I got the same results. It actually produces a tiny bit less power with the active circuit on than with it off. But after extensive tests, I came to the conclusion that with the active circuit on, the guitar sounds slightly cleaner and slightly richer, especially when you've got the pickup selector in the middle position. It almost sounds electroacoustic. So if you're not looking for that, it makes the active circuit rather redundant. But remember, without the active circuitry, you couldn't have a headphone socket or an auxiliary in. Right, this review's starting to go on. So let's recap what we've looked at so I know what I need to look at. And we've obviously looked at the guitar and the rests. And we've also looked at the contents of the bag with the battery in. And we've also opened the lead. So we've just got the contents of the white bag, the tuner, the instructions, and the two straps to look at. There's not a lot I can say about the microfiber. It's just a cloth for wiping down the guitar. And of course, I need to look over the case. Right, let's take a look what's inside the white bag. And I'll speed this bit up so we get through it more quickly. Inside the white bag is a pair of headphones and another bag containing 2 sets of earbuds that are different sizes. And I tested the headphones, and the sound of the guitar through headphones is very, very clean. It's almost electroacoustically clean. And I tried it also on my own headphones because I know the sound of these, and I found the same thing. The user manual is surprisingly concise. It's in multiple languages, and it starts with the contents of the box and works right the way through to how to set up the neck relief and the intonation and action height, which is a lot of information in a few short pages. The tuner is a standard tuner, and this is the same Donner tuner I first reviewed years ago, and I've still got that tuner and I still use it. When you take it out of the package, it feels quite cheap and flimsy, but it's surprising. Like I say, the original one I reviewed years ago I still use, and it's still on the original battery, and it still works really well. With the Hush 1, there was always a problem that there was nowhere that really took the tuner well, so it was difficult to find somewhere to clip it on. But with this guitar, there's enough of a lip on the headstock to take the tuner quite securely. Moving on to the two straps. One of the straps is for the case, and this has got metal clips on either side of it. The back of the guitar case has got 3 anchor points on it, one on the top and 2 on the bottom, either side of the case. So you can select which anchor point you want to clip the strap to. I'm guessing it depends on which shoulder you prefer to carry the guitar on. The strap, the clips and the anchor points are all very strong, so there'd be no worries about carrying your guitar this way. I'll just unpack the guitar strap so we can take a look at it. The guitar strap is made of canvas and it feels very strong, and the attachment points are made of a synthetic material which also seems strong. And something I like about this is they're not using the usual buckle system for adjusting the length of the strap. They've got a plastic self-gripping system, which is a lot easier and a lot quicker. Right, we've been through all the accessories except the case, which I'll go through as we pack the guitar away. However, for the moment, let's return back to the guitar so I can give you some of my observations. If you've never played this size of guitar or a travel guitar before, you might find it a little awkward getting used to the guitar at first. However, the 25.5-inch scale length means the neck does have a similar feel to something like a Telecaster or a Stratocaster, though the asymmetrical progressive neck has very much its own feel, which is really nice. The sound is quite unique, and I mean this in a good way. I didn't expect it to sound like it does. If you play the guitar clean, then you'll find this guitar exceptional. Just listen to the sustain at the end of this test. But even if you like to play it dirty and with sustain, you'll find it really good. You will have noticed there's some background noise there, but that's more to do with the power packs on my lights than the guitar. Whilst I've been playing with this guitar, I've been trying to work out what gives it that original sound. And I think to some degree it's the construction, being a one-piece body and neck, and also the very solid tailpiece and headstock will give it more sustain. Though, as I haven't set this guitar up, the slightly low action might reduce the potential of the sustain. However, something that's more obvious, or that I can show you, is the positioning of the pickups. The neck pickup isn't really a neck pickup. If you look at it, because of the positioning of the truss rod, it's quite far away from the neck. If you were to compare it to a Les Paul or a Fender Strat Telecaster or an Ibanez Gem, you'd notice with all those guitars, the neck pickup is butted up very close to the neck. Whereas with this guitar, the neck pickup is almost in the same position as a centre pickup on something like a Strat. And I think this contributes to the very unique sound this guitar's got. If you get the chance to try one of these guitars, I really recommend you do so. And if you do, I'd love to know what you think. So please leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. Right, to conclude this review, I'm going to take a look at the case and pack the guitar away to see how easy it is to put away. The case is really good quality, and you can tell it's been designed for a travel guitar because there's padding all round and even between the accessories and the guitar. And the padding's quite solid as well, so it offers really good protection to the guitar and the accessories. In the case, they've maximised the use of space, so there's 2 accessories pockets and all the accessories fit neatly into them. The case has been specifically designed for the guitar, and there's only one way to put the rests in, so I had to go back and review my own video to see how they were packed away before I could pack them away again. In honesty, you could probably pack them away any number of ways, but I'm aware that they are very solid metal and quite heavy. So if they bang against anything, or even if they bang against each other, they could potentially cause damage, and I don't really want that. That being said, even though I had to go back and look over the video to see how the rests were packed, it still only took a couple of minutes to pack away the guitar, the rests and all the accessories. And it would probably take about the same length of time to get them out again. And remember, when you'd use the guitar, you wouldn't unpack all the accessories. And it's quite awkward trying to pack things away and trying to stay out of the way of the camera. That's about all I can say about this guitar and its accessories and case. So I'll conclude the review now. But if you want to see more reviews, at the same time I received this guitar, I received a Donner Triple Threat effects pedal. So I'll be making a review of that very soon. So keep your eyes open for that. If you want to find out more about these guitars, or if you're thinking of buying one, I've put some links down below in the description. And Donner have also given me a discount code. So if there's anything you want on the Donner website, you might find the code useful. If you enjoyed this review, or if you're looking for free guitar lessons, please like, subscribe and hit the bell icon, and then you'll be notified when I upload new lessons and new reviews, and you'll be helping the channel to survive. And if you're looking for free guitar lessons, take a look at my YouTube channel, or go and take a look at www.ebooks4guitar.com, and there's lots of free lessons, and you can get the PDF ebooks that accompany the guitar courses with all the tabbing completely free there. Thank you very much for watching, and bye for now.